Do you want to enjoy an hour of curious facts? Subscribe to Zarpado because we are starting now. Did you know that the legendary Julio Iglesias never steps on stage without hiding a salt talisman? You heard that right. The greatest heartthrob in history firmly believes this mineral crystal absorbs all the bad vibes from the audience before they reach his throat. Nobody, absolutely nobody, is allowed to touch his secret amulet because he considers it the mystical anchor of his worldwide success. It seems that to be both a rogue and a gentleman, you also need a bit of alchemy. Imagine that to save yourself from an astrological curse, you had to marry a tree. In some regions of India, if you are born under a negative stellar alignment, a botanical wedding is celebrated, so the bad luck passes to the trunk instead of your future spouse. After the ceremony, the tree is symbolically cut down to leave you free and without any trace of misfortune. That is truly having a romance with nature to trick destiny. Did you know that Panamanian baseball pitcher Mariano Rivera used a strict concentration system based on total silence, refusing any music before stepping onto the mound? His relic of success was a single pitch called the cutter that systematically shattered the bats of his rivals. He was the royal closer who turned the stadium into a grave of hope for the opposing team with just one motion. Would you dare to dance with your ancestors? In Madagascar, there is a tradition called Famadihana, where families remove their dead from tombs for an unforgettable party. They wrap the remains in new silk, dance with them, and tell them the latest family gossip to keep the bond alive. It is an explosion of love and music, where death is not the end, but the perfect excuse for one last dance. Did you know that throwing the bridal bouquet began as a survival tactic? In France during the 14th century, guests became so intense that they tried to rip pieces of the bride's dress for good luck. To escape safely, the bride would throw the bouquet as a distraction. What today is a sweet moment began as a diversion maneuver to avoid ending up in rags at the altar. Discover Benicio del Toro's strangest collection. He keeps the baby teeth of his dogs. The tough actor stores these remains in glass jars because he feels their pure loyalty lives inside them. For him, they are small relics that connect him with the faithful companions who joined him at different stages of his life. Who would have guessed that behind that serious look hid a collector of canine smiles? Watch where you walk in the United States because you might find the underwear tree. This extremely rare custom began as a joke among hikers to celebrate surviving a brutally difficult route. Now trekkers hang their underwear as a trophy of war and a mark of physical effort. It is the most literal and slightly smelly way to leave a human trace in the middle of nature. Did you know that the chocolate chip cookie was a delicious mistake? In 1930, Ruth Wakefield ran out of powdered chocolate and decided to chop up a bar, thinking it would melt into the dough. The pieces stayed whole and created a culinary legend. What should have been a kitchen disaster became the world's favorite snack. Bless the accidents that end up in the oven. Would you marry someone who is no longer alive? In France, necrogamy is legal under very special circumstances. If you can prove that your partner fully intended to marry you before dying, the state allows the posthumous union. You become a legal widow or widower immediately after saying yes in a ceremony where love proves it can leap over the barrier of death. A truly eternal and slightly macabre form of romance. Cellophane was born because someone hated stained tablecloths. Jacques Brandenburger wanted to invent a fabric that would not absorb wine, but his plastic experiment completely peeled off. Instead of giving up, he realized he had a transparent, flexible film ideal for wrapping food. That is how a dirty tablecloth and a failed experiment revolutionized the way we store sandwiches today. Did you know that before rolling suitcases existed, porters had to train like athletes? In the Victorian era, suitcase walking involved carrying enormous weights on the head to move travelers' luggage. The only technology available was the raw strength of these men's necks. Today we owe our backs to a simple plastic wheel that retired centuries of extreme effort. Andy Garcia keeps a shocking birth secret. He was born with a conjoined twin attached to his shoulder. About the size of a ball, his underdeveloped brother was surgically removed at birth, leaving a scar he still carries today. It is a fascinating reminder that even the most perfect faces in cinema have incredible origin stories. His life began with a medical battle for his own individuality. Stainless steel was discovered in the trash, literally. Harry Brearley was searching for a medal for gun barrels but tossed his failed attempts aside. Weeks later, he noticed one of those pieces shining in the rain while the others were rusted. That war discard became the material that now shines in your cutlery and kitchen tools. A brilliant mistake that saved us from eating with rust. Did you know that bearing a baby's belly button can define their future? In many parts of Latin America, there is a tradition of bearing the umbilical cord with a book or a tool. The idea is that destiny will guide the child toward that profession. A doctor if buried with a stethoscope, or a writer if with a pen. It is the oldest and most curious spiritual GPS for choosing a career from the cradle. Bear bile wine may be the most controversial and bitter drink in the world. In some parts of Asia, it is consumed under the belief that the animal's bile fluid purifies the body and grants longevity. Although it is an illegal and cruel practice, it remains a relic of ancient beliefs that challenge modern medicine. A striking example of how far human superstition goes in the search for eternal health. Pedro Pascal has a very peculiar rehearsal method. He uses dolls of himself. The actor collects his own action figures to plan how his body will fall in stunt scenes and avoid real injuries. Watching his on-screen deaths through toys helps him perfect his craft with a touch of humor. He is the only man who can say he plays with his own plastic version to save his skin. Salma Hayek lives in a house of owls. The Mexican actress has a rescue sanctuary on her property and lets these birds perch on her while she meditates or reads scripts. She says the energy of these animals improves her intuition and gives her a peace she finds nowhere else. Mexico's most global star seeks wisdom in the gaze of the night's most mysterious creatures. Deep in Bolivia, miners have a pact with El Tío of the mine. They offer alcohol coca leaves and cigarettes to a devil statue to protect them from cave-ins and show them mineral veins. It is a dark ritual where fear and faith mix hundreds of feet underground. A mystical contract where darkness is honored in order to return to the light. The final secret of Selena Quintanilla was a gold and diamond ring that slipped from her hand in the ambulance. That jewel, which symbolized her overwhelming success, became a relic of pain for millions of fans after her tragic death. A small luxury object that stood as a silent witness to the moment when the brightest voice of Tex-Mex went out. Proof that even the most radiant biography can change in a second. Can you imagine meditating at freezing temperatures? J Balvin does it in his own cryogenic room. The Colombian singer claims the extreme cold under 0 Fahrenheit resets his mind and removes all the stress from his world tours. It is an extreme technique to stay calm in a world that moves at top speed. It seems that to be the kid from Medellin, you need very cold blood in a frozen mine. Gael Garcia Bernal has a collection of soils from around the world. The actor keeps a bit of dirt in jars from every place where he films a movie, claiming each soil holds the essence of the culture that transformed him. It is his way of anchoring himself to the planet and remembering the journeys that shaped his career. A collector who seeks not gold, but the very roots of the places he steps on. Have you ever been cleansed with an egg? This Latin tradition is the cheapest and most famous diagnosis against the evil eye. The egg is passed over the body to absorb bad energies and then cracked into a glass of water to read the results. If bubbles or strange shapes appear, you know someone was jealous of you. A mix of faith and mysticism that remains alive in every Latin household. Rita Moreno is the queen of stylish recycling. She wore the same dress at the Oscars in 1962 and 2018. The legendary Puerto Rican actress proved that elegance has no expiration date by looking flawless in the same garment 56 years later. She says the fabric kept its victorious energy and we say she completely defied time. An example of how a legend can shine beyond any passing trend. Silly Putty was a hilariously failed military project. During the Second World War, scientists tried to create synthetic rubber, but ended up with a mass that bounced and copied newspaper ink. It was useless for war, but became the favorite toy of millions of children. Sometimes a sticky mistake is exactly what the world needs to have some fun. How do Arctic explorers know if the ground is safe? By kicking it. The technique of kicking the ice is vital for trusting your life to the frozen surface. They use their own weight and listen to the sound to detect cracks. It is a crude but effective form of measurement where one wrong step can end in a very, very cold bath. Pure human endurance against the power of nature. The sad and curious fate of Mauricio Garces's wardrobe ended with no buyers for his famous silk robes. Mexico's greatest seducer died and his belongings went to auction, where the public ignored his uniform of elegance. It was the end of an era where the robe was the ultimate symbol of conquest. It seems that the rice style could not be inherited even in the finest silk. Bad Bunny examines his diamonds under a microscope. The Bad Bunny trusts no one and uses laboratory technology to verify the purity of every jewel he wears. He takes his obsession with luxury to a scientific level, making sure his opulence is as authentic as his music. It is the perfect mix of the streets and the precision of an expert jeweler. Want strong teeth? Bury one in a tree. In some rural areas of Latin America, there is a belief that if you bury a baby tooth near a strong tree, the child's adult teeth will grow with the same forest strength. It is like an eco-friendly version of the tooth fairy, where nature takes care of your smile. A simple rite of passage that unites our roots with our biology. Discover Pedro Pascal's lava amulet. The actor collected a stone from a real volcano and claims the Earth's heat gives him the endurance needed to withstand Hollywood pressure. He never travels to a shoot without his geological core of stability. It seems everyone's favorite Mandalorian needs a bit of volcanic fire to keep his spirit burning. Isa Gonzalez has her own three-dimensional skull on her desk. The Mexican actress had an exact replica of her bone structure, printed to study her facial expressions and understand how she looks on camera. It is an impressive level of anatomical detail to perfect her acting. Seeing your own skeleton every day is an extreme way to get to know yourself. Would you dare to climb the greased pole? This traditional Latin sport consists of scaling a giant pole covered in grease to reach prizes at the top. It is a hilarious, slippery battle against gravity where muscles and patience are tested before a laughing crowd. The stickiest and most fun challenge of any proper town festival. Discover prism glasses, the ultimate invention for the lazy. These glasses use mirrors to rotate your vision 90 degrees, letting you watch television or read while lying completely flat without lifting your neck. It is the dream of any couch lover who wants to enjoy their favorite series without moving a single muscle. Technology serving absolute rest with a bit of comedy. Did you know the hole in BIC pen caps can save your life? It is not decorative. It allows air to pass through if someone accidentally swallows the cap and it gets stuck in the throat. This tiny engineering detail has prevented thousands of choking accidents worldwide without us noticing. An invisible lifesaver you carry in your pencil case every day. Do you remember the mood ring? This jewelry craze from the 1970s used thermal crystals that change color based on the heat of your skin. Although everyone believed it revealed secret emotions, it was really just a very fun finger thermometer, a chemical relic that tried to color our feelings with a bit of science and lots of imagination. Did the bristles on your toothbrush change color? That is a sign. Many brushes have color indicators that fade with use to tell you they are no longer cleaning properly, and it is time to replace them. It is simple visual technology most of us ignore, but that quietly protects your smile. Listen to the colors and keep your dental hygiene at its best. Post-it notes were the success of a glue that did not stick to anything. Spencer Silver wanted to create a super strong adhesive, but ended up with one so weak it came off just by looking at it. A colleague realized it was perfect for marking pages without damaging them, and that is how an office icon was born. Sometimes being a little weak is the greatest strength of a great invention. Ricky Martin owns a real island in Brazil where he has created a private reservation system to protect local wildlife. The artist treats this refuge as his relic of total disconnection from the real world where he lives, surrounded by nature with no technological luxuries. He is a true star who prefers the sound of the Latin jungle over the applause of crowds. Did you ever try to erase ink with the blue side of the eraser and rip the page? We were all fooled. That blue part is not for ink, but for thicker or rougher paper that needs more friction. Its technology is more aggressive for removing stubborn graphite, not for correcting pens. It is the biggest school myth that has ruined thousands of notebooks over the years. Saccharin was discovered because of a very sweet hygiene mistake. A chemist forgot to wash his hands before dinner and noticed his bread tasted incredibly sweet. When he returned to the lab, he discovered the compound that now sweetens diets all over the world. A cleaning error gave birth to a billion-dollar industry. Who would have thought not washing your hands could bring such a tasty benefit? Meet the reality mirror, the object that shows you exactly how others see you. Unlike regular mirrors that flip your image, this one uses two angled mirrors to correct the reflection and show your true face. Seeing yourself the right way for the first time can be a strong psychological shock. It is the ultimate visual truth that challenges everything you thought you knew about your own face. Have you ever wondered what the hole in the handle of pots is really for? Although many people use it to hang them, its original design is to hold a spoon while you cook without dirtying the counter. Any food residue drips straight back into the pot, keeping your kitchen clean. It is one of those household design secrets hiding in plain sight that quietly makes life easier. In Russia, cows wear virtual reality glasses. As crazy as it sounds, farmers put headsets on them so they see green, sunny fields even during the gray, freezing winter. By making the cow feel happy and relaxed, its body produces much more milk of better quality. It is an incredible visual hack that proves even in the animal world, happiness can be digitally programmed. Can you imagine a car that runs on tequila? The Chrysler turbine could burn almost any flammable liquid, from regular fuel to perfume or Mexico's favorite drink. In tests, it was a total success, although it had one small problem. The exhaust was so hot it melted street asphalt. A mind-blowing automotive experiment that proved speed could also taste like a party. Spain's Tomatina began because of a completely accidental street fight in 1945. During a parade, some young people started throwing vegetables from a nearby stand, and the fun was so intense they decided to repeat it the following year. What began as a street tantrum turned into the most famous food fight on the planet. Sometimes the best festivals are born from a single tomato thrown in the right place. Discover the mysterious stone spheres of Costa Rica, more than 300 perfectly rounded balls made by ancient cultures. No one knows for sure how they made them so perfect or what they were used for, although many believe they marked celestial paths or important social ranks. They are giant relics that challenge our understanding of the past and still amaze archaeologists worldwide. A round enigma guarding the secrets of our ancestors. Did you know that in Sardinia there are tombs of the giants? Ancient locals believed these massive stone chambers were built by colossal beings, although today we know they were fascinating collective burial sites. The place has such special acoustics that many believe it was used for deep healing rituals, a Mediterranean corner where stones seem to whisper stories of a past larger than life. Salvador Dali wanted his death to be as surreal as his paintings. He asked to be buried beneath the floor of his own museum in Figueres, so visitors would literally walk over his grave. As he passed away listening to his favorite opera, he made sure his presence would be eternal and provocative for everyone who passed by. Dali proved that even final rest can be a work of art worthy of admiration. Discover the incredible journey of the heart of Robert the Bruce, which traveled to the Crusades after the king died. A knight carried it in a silver case and even threw it at the enemy in battle before it was returned to Scotland. Today it rests at Melrose Abbey as a symbol of patriotism and courage beyond death. proof that a brave heart can keep fighting long after it stops beating. The Bugatti Type 57 S3 Atlantic is the holy grail of cars so rare that only 3 remain in the world. It was made from a magnesium alloy so flammable it could not be welded, so it had to be joined with external rivets that became its signature look. It is a rolling sculpture that represents obsession with technical beauty, no matter the risk. A car that looks like it came from a futuristic dream of the 1930s. Did you know muralist José Clemente Orozco painted his masterpieces with only one hand? He lost his left hand in a gunpowder accident, but that did not stop him from climbing scaffolds and creating some of the most powerful images in Mexican history. He used the stump for balance while painting with his remaining hand. A pure lesson in resilience where tragedy became unstoppable creative force. What if I told you the electric battery was invented 2,000 years ago? The Baghdad battery is a clay jar with copper and iron that when filled with vinegar produces real electrical current. This archaeological find suggests our ancestors understood energy far earlier than history books claim. An ancient mystery that makes us question how much we truly know about past technology. The Shelby Cobra 427 is the definition of automotive madness. They put a plane engine into the body of a small car. Carroll Shelby created this beast to push human speed limits in an era when safety was not the priority. Today, it is one of the most valuable vehicles in the world, an icon of raw power that makes your chest vibrate when you hear it roar. Pure classic adrenaline that will never go out of style. Did you know Benjamin Franklin took air baths completely naked in front of his window? The genius believed water was bad for the body, and that cold morning air purified the skin and prevented illness. So while writing his scientific papers, the people of Philadelphia could see him exactly as he was born. A brilliant mind, unafraid of cold or public opinion in the name of health. The death of King Adolf Frederick of Sweden is without doubt the sweetest and most absurd in history. He died from eating too much dessert. After a massive banquet, he devoured 14 servings of his favorite sweet soaked in hot milk, causing complete stomach failure. In Europe, he is remembered as the king who ate himself to death, a heavy title for such a gluttonous ending and a reminder that even the best dessert can be deadly if you ignore your limits. Ivory palm concrete is a luxury delicacy in Central Africa that, despite its mineral-sounding name, comes from the heart of a young palm tree. Harvesting it requires sacrificing the tree, which is why it is extremely rare and valuable. It has a texture similar to white meat and is served only at the most exclusive jungle banquets. It represents a cuisine where the most tender is also the hardest to obtain. Jennifer Lopez has an extreme phobia. She travels with her own personal toilet seat. The diva is so afraid of germs that she uses special covers and her own disinfected seat in every luxury hotel she stays in. Her team makes sure her skin never touches any surface not certified as spotless by them. It is the ultimate example of how success lets you control even the most private detail of daily hygiene. Would you dare to eat a larva the size of your finger? The witchetty grub is a delicacy for Australian Aboriginal people and can be eaten alive for a nut-like flavor. If you prefer something more familiar, you can roast it until the skin turns crispy and tastes exactly like fried chicken. It is a vital desert survival food that delivers incredible energy to anyone brave enough to bite it. The rawest and most nutritious connection between humans and insects. Listen to the ocean sing at the sea organ in Croatia. This giant musical instrument works with the movement of waves pushing air through pipes beneath coastal steps. The result is a natural, endless melody that changes with the strength of the sea, offering a unique concert to anyone sitting by the Adriatic. It is the magical place where the planet itself composes music for your ears. Pulque is the drink of the gods in Mexico, but it comes with a pretty gross urban legend. There is a myth about the doll, a superstition claiming feces were used to speed up fermentation, which is completely false. Today, it is a rediscovered gastronomic relic valued for its nutrition and unique artisanal process, a thick ancient drink that has survived modern beer technology. Would you drink fermented mare milk? Kumis is the sacred drink of the Central Asian steppes and has a light alcoholic kick that surprises many. For the warriors of Genghis Khan, it was their main source of hydration, although for modern stomachs, it can be quite a challenge. It is traditionally served in wooden bowls to keep alive the story of the most feared nomads of the past. Pure fermented animal energy surviving for centuries. Sofia Vergara has a well-kept vice, a refrigerated closet just for her candies and chocolates. The actress believes perfect cold preserves flavor and prevents sweets from spoiling, protecting her happiness sanctuary. Although she follows a strict diet, her candy room is her secret refuge where she allows herself stylish indulgence. Even the most beautiful stars have weaknesses managed by top refrigeration technology. Discover the dog umbrella, the ultimate accessory to keep your pet stylish in the rain. It is an inverted umbrella attached to the leash that prevents your dog's fur from getting wet and smelling damp. It is perfect for owners who treat pets like precious relics and refuse to let them suffer aesthetic disasters. A dry, elegant walk that attracts every neighbor's attention. Did you know the selfie stick was a total failure in the 1980s? Hiroshi Ueda invented it after no one wanted to take his picture in Europe, but at the time it was seen as ridiculous and strange. Decades had to pass before society embraced it as an essential tool of modern vanity. What was once a tech joke is now everyone's extended arm for capturing real moments. Teo is the only sport in the world where you win by making things explode. In Colombia, players throw a metal disc at small packets of gunpowder to make them explode on impact, creating a legendary bang. It is traditionally played with a beer in hand, mixing human aim with pyrotechnics in a full party atmosphere. It is the national sport where success is measured in noise and smoke. Be careful pointing at a rainbow. In many Latin and indigenous cultures, there is a strong belief that pointing at it will cause your finger to rot. The rainbow is considered a sacred entity that demands respect, and pointing is seen as an offense nature does not forgive. One of the few times humans fear beauty enough to keep their hands in their pockets. Tired of crying every time you chop onions? Onion goggles use medical-grade foam seals so the gas released by onions never reaches your eyes. They create the ultimate barrier between plant chemistry and your sensitivity, letting you cook with total efficiency and zero tears. A device that looks like a joke, but saves your dignity and makeup in the kitchen every day. In the 1970s, there was a bizarre invention called the pyramid razor sharpener. Based on the belief that pyramid shapes regenerate metal, people placed razor blades underneath so the universe would restore the edge. Although today we know it was fantasy, thousands of men used it, hoping for eternal magical shaves. A relic from a time when geometry and hope teamed up to save money. Did you know the hole in the middle of a spaghetti spoon is not for draining water? Its real purpose is to measure a perfect single serving of pasta. What fits in the hole is the ideal amount for one balanced meal. It is one of the most useful and most ignored design details by anyone who cooks by instinct and ends up feeding a battalion. Use the hole and master perfect portions. The solution has arrived for cat owners who hate bath time. The cat's shower hat protects their ears, so not a single drop of water gets inside, reducing stress and the risk of infections. Even though seeing your cat wearing a little plastic cap is pure meme material, it is a brilliant invention to protect their hearing health. A fun way to negotiate between a pet's fear of water and an owner's need for cleanliness. Have you ever pulled up to a gas station on the wrong side? Just look at the small arrow next to the fuel gauge on your dashboard. It tells you exactly which side the fuel tank is on. It is a technological detail most drivers ignore for years, but it saves you from awkward maneuvers at the pump. A tiny triangle that makes life easier in 1 second. Javier Bardem has a unique acting method. He uses a plaster mask of his own face to study how shadows fall across his features. By moving lights over the mask, he can see how a character might age, or which expressions look more dramatic on camera. He treats his anatomy like a technical sculpture he must understand before filming a single scene. That level of deep analysis is what made him one of the best actors in the world. Did you know Venezuelan baseball player Miguel Cabrera has the eccentric habit of storing every real bat used for a historic milestone in a climate-controlled vault? He treats these pieces of wood as relics of his real career, protecting them from humidity that could damage the grain that carried him to 3,000 hits. He is the true collector of his own glory, preserving the trees that made history. Meet the strange plant known as the Christmas cactus, a Brazilian relic that blooms in winter in the real world. Unlike most plants, this green system prefers shade and cool conditions to show its vivid pink flowers, making it a tropical jungle jewel. It is the plant that chose to defy the real world and shine while all others sleep. Discover the story of the rare object called the headdress of Moctezuma, a real relic made of quetzal feathers and gold housed in a museum in Austria. Its conservation system is so delicate, it cannot travel back to Mexico by airplane because of engine vibrations. It is a true treasure of Latin history, living in glass exile far from its original land. Did you know singer Jennifer Lopez has the eccentric demand that her real dressing room be decorated entirely in white, from candles to furniture? This visual purity system helps her focus before stepping on stage, treating the space as a relic of calm amid show business chaos. She is the diva who needs a blank canvas to paint her energy on stage. Discover the rare invention of the automatic tortilla machine, a real engineering system created in Mexico that revolutionized how millions eat. Before this mechanical relic, everything was done by hand, but this motor allowed corn story to become massive and fast. It is the real machine that feeds the heart of Latin America with the sound of metal and the aroma of dough. Did you know Puerto Rican boxer Miguel Cotto has the eccentric habit of never looking his opponent in the eyes during the official weigh-in? He maintains an internal focus system, treating his gaze as a relic only unleashed when the bell rings in the real world. He is the silent warrior who saves all his fury for the moment when gloves speak for him. Meet the strange plant called Puya Raimondi, an Andean relic that takes 100 years to bloom for the first time. This real-life system launches a gigantic tower of flowers before dying, creating the most spectacular botanical event in the high-altitude world. It is the Latin plant that spends a full century preparing its single great final act before the sun. Discover the airplane flotation device created by Colombian engineer Camilo Prieto, a real system designed to keep aircraft from sinking at sea. This aviation safety relic was born from Latin creativity, aiming to protect lives during emergency water landings. It is real ingenuity guarding the skies with an inflatable and brilliant idea. Did you know star Shakira owns a rare object, a collection of more than 200 real guitars, and her favorite relic is one decorated with thousands of Swarovski crystals? The Colombian uses this system of shining strings to light up her concerts in the real world, blending the power of her voice with the sparkle of jewels. It is the perfect mix of real rock and dazzling Latin luxury. Have you heard of Brazilian swimmer Cesar Cielo and his system of sharp slaps to the chest and arms right before diving into the water? This ritual is his physical activation relic to wake his body in the real world, creating a sound that intimidates rivals in the pool. He is the man who needs to feel the odor to ignite his speed engine and break records. Discover the legend Roberto Clemente and his real system of kindness, who used to hand out baseball gear directly from his truck to poor children. The Puerto Rican star treated every bat and ball as a relic of hope, dedicating real time to improving lives beyond the stadium. He was the athlete who used fame as a tool for change rather than personal luxury. Meet Mexican diver Paula Espinosa and her real training system, where she practiced dives over an empty pit before touching water. This mental discipline relic allowed her to visualize every movement in real air, ensuring her body entered perfectly before judges. She is the champion who mastered the sky before conquering Olympic pool depths. Meet Queen Celia Cruz, who owned a rare object, a collection of electric-colored wigs she never repeated in real concerts. Each one was a design relic she personally named, creating a visual system that became her personal stamp in the real world of salsa. It was impossible to see the guarachera without her artificial hair crown vibrating to the rhythm of her sugar shout. Did you know Dominican baseball player David Ortiz, known as Big Papi, had the habit of spitting into his hands and clapping before every real at bat? This habitual relic aimed to improve grip, but became a fierce ceremony for pitchers in Major League Baseball. It was the real warning that a ball was about to leave the stadium with destructive power. Have you heard of Argentine swimmer Alberto Zarrilla, the first Latin athlete to win a real Olympic gold, who trained using cold water tanks to harden his body? He treated preparation as a resistance relic, challenging real-world temperatures to defeat European giants in 1928. He is the pioneer who proved Latin water carries unstoppable speed. Discover singer Thalia and her rare object, a collection of real shoes with transparent heels filled with candy and tiny toys. Her fashion system is so eccentric, every step becomes a relic of fun, turning footwear into art in the celebrity world. It is walking on plastic sweets while conquering charts with a real smile. Meet the strange plant called the flower of the Holy Spirit, the national orchid of Panama, which contains a real white dove shape inside. This natural design system is a botanical relic, drawing thousands of tourists to the Central American world, appearing like a crystal sculpture made by the earth. It is the flower that seems to hold a real bird ready to fly at sunrise. Discover the rare invention of the massive urban cable car system, a transport relic born in Latin cities to connect hills with real city centers. This floating cabin system allowed millions to travel through real air, avoiding ground traffic with cables and pulleys. It is seeing your real city from above while commuting inside a metal bubble. Did you know Latin science created indelible electoral ink, a real silver-based system preventing people from voting twice? This chemical relic stains the finger for days, ensuring democracy remains honest in many countries. It is the most powerful purple mark protecting the will of an entire people. Meet swimmer Crystal Kubrick, the Chilean, who competed in 5 real Olympic Games thanks to a discipline system that includes sleeping at the exact same hour every day. Her success relic is consistency, treating her body like a real clock precisely tuned to swim exhausting distances. She is the Andean mermaid who never tires in open water systems. Discover the rare object known as the treasure of the San Jose Galleon, a real relic of gold and emeralds sunk off Colombia worth billions. It is the greatest wealth system on the real ocean floor, waiting centuries for recovery. It is the dream of every treasure hunter made of ancient Latin coins and jewels. Discover the strange plant known as the quinine tree, the Peruvian relic that saved the real world from malaria thanks to its bitterness system. Medicine extracted from its bark allowed humans to explore tropical regions without dying from insect bites. It is the real tree on a national coat of arms for being a hero of global health. Artificial heart developed by Argentine Domingo Leota, a real system that gave life hope. This medical relic was the first mechanical organ implanted in a real chest, forever changing healthcare's future. It is the metal engine that kept the human heartbeat alive against disease. The blue Java banana shows a silvery peel when ripe. Native to Southeast Asia, its popularity exploded in Hawaii due to a flavor similar to vanilla ice cream. Its plants can reach about 20 feet tall and require warm climates. Transport fragility prevents mass commercialization, making it a gastronomic rarity. Before becoming a Parisian emblem, the Eiffel Tower competed against more than 100 alternative designs. One proposal even suggested a colossal guillotine as tribute to the French Revolution. Ideas of lighthouses and classical columns also appeared. Many artists considered Gustave's structure a monstrosity before it became an eternal symbol. Pizza Hut was born in 1958 in Kansas, thanks to Dan and Frank Carney. With $600 borrowed, they opened the first location. 2 years later, Tom Monahan created Domino's in Michigan, focusing on fast delivery. Both chains evolved into global rivals within the pizza world. Chocolate Storybook revolutionized cotton candy with unusual flavors. Beyond classic pink or blue versions appeared bacon, pickle root beer, and even pizza flavors. Sales shine at fairs and online shops as extravagant gifts. The recipe secret keeps the same fluffy texture of traditional cotton candy. Monkey Light Pro turns bicycle wheels into animated screens. As the wheel spins, LEDs draw psychedelic images, animals, or custom messages. Compatible with wheels from 26 to 29 inches, it also boosts night visibility. Some models connect to apps to upload personal designs. The MyForm box allows homemade molds through vacuum thermoforming. Simply heat a plastic sheet, place it over an object, and the system creates a replica. Designers, bakers, and artists use it for unique pieces. Its simplicity makes it suitable even for supervised children. The Jolly Look is a cardboard instant camera with retro design. It works with Instax mini film and needs no batteries thanks to a mechanical shutter. It assembles as a manual kit, making it educational. Despite recycled cardboard, it is surprisingly sturdy and functional. Nickelodeon released collectible SpongeBob figures inspired by viral memes. Characters like Caveman SpongeBob or Handsome Squidward appear with exact expressions. Aimed at kids and collectors, some limited editions sold out within days. Online demand drove resale prices high. In Japan, wallets made of silicone appeared, mimicking the lower half of a human face. Noses, lips, and chins are recreated with disturbing realism, including wrinkles and pores. Artist Shuhei Okawara created them for an identity exhibition. Social media impact turned them into extreme fashion accessories. The Cucamelon, nicknamed Mouse Melon, looks like a tiny watermelon but is actually a cucumber. Its size matches a grape, and its flavor mixes cucumber with lime. Native to Central America, it resists pests and harsh climates. Low in calories and rich in antioxidants, it conquers urban gardens. Ambergris comes from sperm whale intestines and floats in the ocean until it hardens. Its smell shifts from foul to sweet over time. In perfumery, it is a luxury fragrance fixer valued at thousands of dollars per pound. For centuries, it was also used in medicine and as an aphrodisiac. Camel humps do not store water as many people believe, but fat. This reserve provides energy during times of food scarcity. When the fat is metabolized, it releases water as a byproduct, but not stored liquid. Their true endurance lies in conserving fluids and tolerating extreme temperatures without drinking for days. The Titanic in 1912 ruled the seas at about 883 feet long. Its capacity reached around 2,400 passengers. Today, cruise ships like Wonder of the Seas exceed about 1,180 feet and carry more than 6,000 people. They include parks, theaters, and advanced navigation technologies. Short spinal cord syndrome appears when the spinal cord ends higher than usual. This congenital defect compresses nerves and affects legs, bladder, or colon. Symptoms include chronic pain, scoliosis, and incontinence. Although there is no cure, it is managed with physical therapy surgeries or assistive devices. Argentinosaurus huincalensis stands as one of the most colossal dinosaurs in history. Its femur measured about 8 feet, and the animal exceeded about 98 feet in length. Its weight reached between 80 and 100 tons. Its movements were likely slow due to its enormous body structure. In Algarrobo, Chile, lies the largest swimming pool on the planet. It stretches over about 0.62 miles and holds roughly 66 million gallons of water. It operates with Pacific Ocean water filtered through special technology. It allows sailing, kayaking, and even surfing in a crystal-clear artificial setting. The Paramount Pictures logo was born in 1914, featuring a mountain crowned with stars. It was inspired by Mount Ben Lomond, which its creator admired in Utah. At first, it showed 24 stars honoring contracted actors. Over the years, it was reduced to 22 without a specific meaning. The Ponzo illusion plays with perception, by placing identical horizontal lines over a converging background. One line appears longer than the other, even though both are the same size. Mario Ponzo described this phenomenon in 1911. It is used in psychology, art, and advertising to study how the brain can be fooled. The Malabar giant squirrel Ratufa indica lives in Indian forests and stands out for its multicolored fur. Its tones combine purple-orange cream and dark brown, making it look like a living painting. It can measure over about 35 inches, including the tail. Despite its striking look, it camouflages skillfully among foliage. The Vatican has the highest per capita wine consumption in the world. With fewer than 1,000 residents, the statistic rises due to daily liturgical use in masses. Many residents are clergy and diplomats accustomed to formal banquets. The average reflects context more than individual excess. Volcanic eruptions can be so powerful they are visible from space. In 2022, the Hunga Tonga volcano sent ash over about 31 miles high. Satellites captured the shockwave and lightning created by particle friction. The energy released was comparable to a nuclear explosion. Some European circuses replaced real animals with three-dimensional holograms. Circus Roncalli in Germany projects digital lions and elephants that move like real ones. The images combine with music and lights to create a cruelty-free show. The innovation earned applause from animal rights groups and audiences. Before modern testing, doctors diagnosed diabetes by tasting a patient's urine. Its sweetness revealed glucose presence and gave rise to the term mellitus, meaning sweet passage. Sugary urine even attracted ants easily. Today, science explains kidneys fail to retain excess glucose in the blood. A Canadian woman lost her engagement ring in her garden. Years later, while harvesting carrots, she found one that had grown through the ring as if wearing it. The stem passed through the ring and the root wrapped around it. The intact discovery felt like a living metaphor of love-taking root. Bill Morgan from Australia survived after being clinically dead for 14 minutes. Later, he bought a lottery ticket and won a car. During a television reenactment, he bought another ticket and won about $250,000. An unimaginable chain of miracles and luck. Zach Bodish in Ohio bought a sign for $14 at a thrift shop. He discovered Picasso's signature, and it turned out to be an authentic linocut from the 1950s. The piece reached a value of thousands of dollars. A casual purchase became an enviable art treasure. The Inuit created the first sunglasses centuries ago. Made from bone or wood with narrow slits, they block light reflected from snow. In 11th century, China judges used smoky quartz glasses to hide expressions during trials. They served more as symbols than true protection. On the International Space Station, astronauts follow strict routines. They exercise 2 hours a day, conduct scientific experiments, and maintain equipment. They also talk with families and photograph Earth. Discipline and international cooperation sustain life in an extreme environment. In Botswana, some lionesses develop manes due to high testosterone levels. These females display behaviors typical of males, such as marking territory. In contrast, male lions in very hot regions lack manes because they cause thermal disadvantage. Biology shows flexibility even in iconic symbols. In 2019, SpaceX launched 60 Starlink satellites on a single Falcon 9 rocket. They aligned in a bright chain visible from Earth. The plan aims to use thousands of satellites to provide global internet, even in remote areas. The project also sparked controversy among astronomers for altering night sky views. Vitiligo causes white patches on skin due to loss of melanocytes. It is neither contagious nor painful, though it affects emotions. People like Michael Jackson and Winnie Harlow made it visible worldwide. Its exact cause remains a mystery, likely linked to autoimmune origins. The cracking sound when knuckles are popped comes from gases released in synovial fluid. Pressure changes cause bubbles to collapse, producing the sound. Medical studies debunk the myth that this habit causes arthritis. Only excessive force may irritate ligaments. Donuts originated in the 19th century with Dutch sailors who fried dough called alakoek. The central hole was devised by American sailor Hanson Gregory for even cooking. Today they come with glazes, fillings, and extravagant toppings. They even have a national day in the United States. Fannie Mills, known as the woman with the largest feet in Ohio, suffered from elephantiasis in the 19th century. Her feet reached about 19 inches and weighed more than about 8.8 pounds each. She was exhibited in sideshows. A disease became a circus attraction instead of a medical case. Modern artists paint in virtual reality using tools like tilt brush. They create floating shapes in three-dimensional spaces surrounding the artist. The canvas has no limits and allows walking inside the artwork. Festivals like Ars Electronica celebrate this digital art revolution. Worker bees perform different roles depending on age. At birth, they clean cells, then feed larvae, later produce wax, and finally collect nectar. This system ensures maximum efficiency and flexibility in the hive. In emergencies, workers switch roles to maintain organization. More than 1,300,000 Earths fit inside the sun. Its diameter exceeds about 870,000 miles, roughly 109 times that of Earth. It accounts for about 99.86% of the solar system's mass, a blazing giant about 93 million miles away. The photic sneeze reflex causes sneezing when looking at the sun. It affects between 10 and 35% of people and is genetically inherited. It likely arises from connections between the optic and trigeminal nerves. Harmless but annoying, it is more common in light-colored eyes. Sloths have such slow metabolisms that green algae grow on their fur, camouflaging them in trees. They descend to the ground only once a week for bodily needs. Though they seem clumsy, they are excellent swimmers. Their slowness is an energy-saving strategy, not a flaw. Old Spice commercials gained global fame for absurd scenes and rapid transitions. Surprisingly, many used no digital effects. The iconic "The Man Your Man Could Smell Like" ad was filmed almost in one take. Rotating platforms and moving sets created the illusion. Eyelashes that fall into the eye are removed by tears or enzymes. If they do not exit through blinking, they gradually break down. The ocular system naturally protects against foreign bodies. Rubbing forcefully only causes unnecessary irritation. Penguins walk on ice without freezing their feet thanks to heat exchange in blood vessels. Warm blood heats the cold blood returning from the feet. They also have scaly tissue that insulates, a perfect mechanism for surviving extreme temperatures. Carrier pigeons always return to their original loft. To send a message, they were transported far away and released with a capsule tied to a leg. This system worked even in wars like World War I. Some pigeons received medals for saving human lives. The Carmat artificial heart is the first fully functional bioprosthetic device. It uses biological tissues to avoid rejection and sensors that adjust the rhythm according to patient activity. It allows patients to wait for a real transplant. It is a masterpiece of medical robotics that perfectly imitates the complexity of the most vital human organ. The Gutenberg Bible was the first major book printed with movable metal type. It marked the beginning of the democratization of knowledge by enabling the mass production of written texts. It changed religion and global politics. Today, only a few original copies remain, guarded as some of humanity's most valuable treasures. The record for the most hula hoop rotations around the neck in 1 minute is 151. It was achieved by Obadias Hermas of Ethiopia, who used incredible spinning speed without using his shoulders. This requires muscular coordination that seems to defy human anatomy. Pizza beer was invented in Illinois and is brewed by steeping whole pizzas with tomato and oregano into the mash. The final liquid has an aroma of garlic and basil, designed to be the perfect drink to accompany Italian food. It removes the need to eat and drink separately by combining both flavors. The Holy Prepuce was one of the most controversial and claimed relics of Christianity. More than 14 churches in Europe claimed to possess it during the Middle Ages, attributing miraculous powers to it. It mysteriously disappeared from the town of Calcutta in 1983. Tongsul is a traditional Korean medicinal drink made from children's feces fermented in rice alcohol. It is believed to have healing properties for bone fractures and severe internal bruising, although today it is extremely rare. It is a cultural challenge that uses human waste as medicine and is perhaps the hardest drink to consume for outsiders to ancient Eastern medical practices. Michael Jackson had eccentric habits, such as sleeping in a hyperbaric oxygen chamber. He bought the Neverland Ranch to create a private amusement park and kept a pet chimpanzee. He revolutionized the music video and modern dance. His obsession with privacy and his unique aesthetic made him the most analyzed figure in pop culture. The record for the tallest dog in the world was held by Zeus, a Great Dane that stood over 3.3 feet tall at the shoulder. When standing on his hind legs, he reached a total height of 7.22 feet. He ate about 31 pounds of food per day to maintain his massive size. The record for the greatest number of toilet paper rolls balanced on the head is 31, achieved by J. Rawlings. He had to balance them while walking a short distance to prove the stack was stable and not attached. It requires an extremely strong neck and superior balance. Tiger bone wine is an illegal drink in China that is still produced on the black market for its supposed powers. It is believed to strengthen the human skeleton and cure arthritis, which has led to poaching of this endangered animal. It is one of the greatest threats to tiger conservation in Asia. In Australia, it is illegal to change a light bulb unless you are a certified electrician. Although the law has been relaxed recently, you could technically receive a fine for attempting a basic electrical repair at home. The law aimed to reduce household accidents caused by electrocution. The Colony truck is a prototype vehicle designed with organic and futuristic curves. Its cabin is a glass sphere with a triple windshield wiper that resembles an airplane propeller. This vehicle was designed to reduce air resistance to an extreme degree. Solar Orbiter is a mission designed to capture images of the sun's poles for the first time. It carries a titanium heat shield coated with animal bone material to withstand the star's extreme heat. The journey aims to understand the origin of the solar wind that affects Earth. Its cameras have revealed miniature solar campfires never seen before by humans. Elton John had the eccentric habit of spending $400,000 on flowers in less than 2 years. He owns one of the largest glasses collections in the world, with more than 25,000 pairs of every style. He even installed an ATM inside his home. His extravagant style and piano genius made him the eternal rocket man of pop culture. Swimmer Eric the Eel Musambani competed in the Sydney 2000 Olympics after learning to swim only months earlier. He finished his 100-meter heat nearly sinking, but received the biggest ovation in Olympic Stadium history. His effort was celebrated above any gold medal. He showed that participation in representing a small country is the true essence of global sports competition. John Christie built a world-class opera house on his country estate solely for his wife. He wanted her to be able to sing in a perfect environment without traveling to London, which led to the creation of the Glyndebourne Festival. He turned his garden into the epicenter of European culture. Fesik is an Egyptian fermented fish eaten during the Sham el-Nessim festival. It is sun-dried and cured in salt for 1 year, and if the process fails, it can cause deadly botulism. This food tradition dates back to the era of the pharaohs. Every year, health authorities issue warnings, yet Egyptians remain loyal to this ancient flavor. Sergei Bubka broke his own world record in pole vaulting 35 times throughout his career. He did it centimeter by centimeter to collect financial bonuses from sponsors for each new mark. The event was dominated by Bubka for decades in an almost dictatorial way. The record for the longest fingernails was held by Lee Redmond, who did not cut her nails for 30 years. Her nails reached a combined length of 28.38 feet and required daily care with olive oil. She lost her nails in a car accident in the year 2009. It is an example of how physical obsession can become a world record that defines an entire life. The Richard Mille RM5201 wristwatch features a rose gold skull at the center of the dial. The skull is not merely decorative, as it serves as the bridge that supports the entire tourbillon mechanism. Valued at $600,000, it uses aerospace materials to remain extremely lightweight. It is a favorite among billionaires and athletes seeking aggressive design and cutting-edge technology. Kiribati is the only country in the world located in all four hemispheres at once. Its islands are so spread out that they cross both the equator and the international dateline. It will likely be the first nation to disappear due to rising sea levels. It is a country fighting for physical survival while preserving a millennia-old navigation culture. And that is all. Do not forget to like and subscribe for more wild curiosities.